Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Queen's Table. I cannot believe it's Thursday night again at 7:30 here on Facebook. We have a lovely special guest tonight. We have lovely Miss World Class England, Emma J. Weather. Hello, Emma. How are you this evening?
Hiya guys. I'm very well, thank you. Been busy week. As you said, I can't believe it's Thursday again. But yeah, I'm all good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. But yeah, I know what you mean. It has been the busiest week ever. Like they seem to fly by, don't they? It's like, I don't know what's happened to this year. We're nearly in March. It just seems to just zoom by. And like, I don't quite understand because a lot of us are sort of not really doing much, are we? We are, but we're not. So we're not out or anything. It doesn't make any sense at all. So it's lovely to have you on the show. Oh, Rach has just said hello, hello.
Hi,
So,
Rach.
all right. So it's lovely to have you on here on this evening. So I've got a few questions for you this evening that I cannot wait to talk to you about. It's going to be
Okay.
very, very interesting. It's going to be fabulous. So I'll start off with, because it's a very special month this month, it's LGBTQ plus History Month. So could you explain to us what is LGBTQ plus History Month? Could you just give us a little,
Yeah, sure.
what about it is? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, LGBTQ plus History Month is a annual month-long observance and I guess reflection on LGBTQ plus history. It's also a time where we can I guess, reflect on the importance of past events for the LGBTQ plus community, and really appreciate if it wasn't for those movements and events that had happened, we wouldn't simply be able to live the life that we live today. It's so important, but it's also a time where we can, I guess, create awareness of LGBTQ plus issues, and not just LGBTQ plus issues. It's any kind of associated kind of human rights movement, civil rights movement. So it all links in. Yeah, and I cannot stress the importance. I would go as far as saying it's more important than Pride Month in June.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting actually, because it's a really good point to make, and that this is why History Month is important, isn't it? So like as always, I must say quickly as well, if anybody watching's got any comment, questions, please put your comments in the box this evening, and we'll answer those questions. And Lauren's popped on a minute ago, so hi Lauren. Hope she's okay. Hope you're okay. So could you tell me, because I've noticed you've been doing a Pageant Pride campaign. Could you tell me a little bit about that, please? Because that's really good. I've seen it all over sort of your social medias and things like that. So
Yes, yeah. So I created Pageant Pride for a couple of reasons, really. Um, the biggest one is in pageantry, and not just in the UK, but generally globally, we don't have much of an LGBTQ plus history at all. We've got a few amazing role models, like Angela Ponce, for example, even Lauren herself. There's a few people out there, but there's not, I guess, a history as such. So I wanted to really create the awareness and bring to the surface those amazing role models that we already have within pageantry, and get them out there and raise a platform and raise awareness, and create that visibility. So the entire month I have been highlighting or celebrating these particular role models, got in contact with them, of course, had their permission, and they've given me a blurb about themselves, about their background, just to put out there that these role models for LGBTQ plus individuals are there in pageantry already. And we should absolutely celebrate them. So that was part of it. And so they've been featured throughout the month through across social media. The other part of the campaign is for anyone that can join in and show their support for LGBTQ plus inclusion. and support within pageantry by just simply posting a picture of yourself, either in rainbow colours or one of the colours from the Pride flag, which you've got plenty of choice, or any bright colour, and then just simply use the hashtag Pageant Pride. If you can include a little bit about LGBTQ history, or there is a campaign blurb that you can simply copy and paste. It's just really, really simple, but it's just to really highlight and really create a big push and a big awareness of LGBTQ plus issues in pageantry. So even though it's amazing, which I'm sure we'll go on to speak to in a minute, there is a lot of things that we need to improve on.
This is it. I mean, I must admit it's great if you've got support from all the people in the pageant community. I mean, I must admit you've still got time. It's still a few days left of February, so get involved. Yes. Everyone get involved. I mean, for me, yeah, all weekend, do it. You got until Sunday. You know, let's light the whole social media up. Complete rainbow. It's got to be done. I must admit, I got out all my rainbow outfits earlier. And I had to choose them because I have so many. I got out the sequin rainbow and I was there. I was absolutely loving it. So very, very important campaign, an amazing campaign to spread the awareness. So anyone watching, please get involved at home because, you know, it doesn't take long, you know. Pop your sash on, you can just, because even if you haven't got any rainbow, like you said, you can use any of the colours that you've got in your wardrobe because there are so many colours in the rainbow. So you can go with anything, can't you? So definitely check that one out on Emma's platforms. That would be amazing. So what do you think could be done to improve the LGBTQ plus acceptance in pageantry? What do you think would improve that?
I think, well, first of all, I do want to say that we are an amazing community in pageantry and we are so supportive and so welcoming. We celebrate it. We really, really do. Where I believe the improvement can be, and I really think we do need to seriously look at this as an industry as a whole, is in terms of the terminology that we use in our rules, in our terms and conditions. I mean, we can promote and say that our systems are inclusive when you then give a copy of the rules to an individual and then they see, actually, I shouldn't be in this pageant system because it's stating there that if I'm, for example, in the Mrs. category, I have to be married to a man. And in this day and age, I just think it's just crazy that it still exists. And it is understandable because terms, conditions, and all the literature is not necessarily something that everyone wants to sit and read through. It's a small print. We all seem to skim over it. But that is really where that I feel we can really make a difference and really kind of eradicate that discrimination that is still there, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a really important point to make because, you know, I mean, I've noticed a massive change since, for instance, I was at school. I've got a lot of best friends that are now, they've got girlfriends, they've got, you know, boyfriends and things like that. It never bothered me. I was brought up and my best friends, some of them are, you know, with men, some of them are women, whichever. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter at all. But there is still that problem there still now, and it's really sad. But back in the day, say, I mean, I'm 42 now, even when I was at school, I have seen some form of progression since then. But it's still, it has progressed quite a lot because I happily went to when two men could get married. I went to one of the first of my friends' weddings, and that was really exciting. And what a party that was as well. But I have noticed some progression. But I still think there's still a long way to go, sadly. And it really is important that hopefully that will change at some point. So Lauren's just put up, it's crazy to think in some systems I wouldn't be able to compete because I could be married to a woman, which is true, isn't it? You know, I do think it's time for things to move forward without a doubt. So
yeah, definitely. Sorry, you carry on.
No, you carry on.
I was going to say, like, it's there is still like a stigma, like I guess, attached to it. There is still, I guess, because we haven't had that awareness that I'm aware of within pageantry. It's never really been highlighted before. But I've spoken to many girls, received many messages where even still now, they live in fear because they don't want to come out, because they are worried that they're going to be even judged differently on stage, or treated differently backstage. And it's still, it breaks my heart when I receive those messages. I only had one last week, and yeah, there's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah, that is really upsetting, isn't it? Because hopefully, I mean, I've noticed recently again, there's a lot of support there, and I'm
Yeah,
hoping now things will move forward. We've got to keep our fingers crossed for that and keep pushing the awareness. The more people know,
definitely.
and I don't know about you, but I've been obsessed with all the colours of the rainbow. I can't stop watching RuPaul's Drag Race at the moment. Have you watched that? Like we're catching up on it. I'll tell you what, we missed 11 seasons. I think it was Hannah Golding. She was talking about it online. I was like, why have I not seen this? So me, the husband and the daughter have been wild on it the last couple of weeks. It's been fabulous.
Yeah.
And they were doing lots of things where they were dressed up in rainbow outfits for Pride and stuff like that. And it was brilliant. It's so good. So could you tell me a little bit, we'll just change the subject slightly here, but you're the director of Miss Paragon UK. So
Yeah.
how long have you been a director for this, and what made you start that particular system?
I have been a director of Miss Paragon for, I'm just looking at my calendar, about 6 weeks. So I'm very, very new to it. But it's so Miss Paragon UK, it was formerly Miss Paragon International. It has had I guess a complete rebranding and just, I guess, a complete revamp. It's pretty much unrecognizable. Christina, who is the director, contacted me in January. I am a former queen as well from 2019. So I know the system inside and out, and basically just said she would like to have me on board. She'd like my input. And then we sat down together between us and was just like, right, we're going to completely take this apart. We want to keep the goodness, and we want to change where we can improve those areas. So we've got a brand new location. We're now based in Basingstoke. The venue for the finals is Basingstoke Country Hotel and Spa, and I'm so excited, especially for the Sunday after. I'm definitely hitting the spa.
Oh, that's
And
delightful.
we've we've got new rounds, so we've changed the setup. We've got new rounds, we've got a new team, and a new logo, new everything. So yeah, it's very, very exciting.
Oh, it's really exciting, isn't it? It's like
Mm,
oh, I like the idea of the spa bit afterwards though. Like
yes.
that's a really, really nice touch, isn't it? You can sort of be like, oh, the weekend's over, right? I'm off to the spa. See you in 2 days. So that sounds absolutely delightful. Lauren's actually popped up with a question. Can you explain what it means to be an ally, and how can you get involved in being an ally?
Ally. Okay, so LGBT community is being an ally. I
Oh,
guess
sorry,
is
ally.
another.
I read that wrong then. Sorry.
That's okay. Yes, the way it's spelled, isn't it? But being an ally, sorry that I'm saying it now, is, I guess, it's another way of saying that you are a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. Allies are, they are within the community, they are outside the community, but it's just I guess a term that's used to be an ally. But you I guess allies feel like one of us, even though you don't necessarily identify as an LGBTQ plus individual. So we have loads of allies and loads of people that campaign for LGBTQ community, even though they're not part of the LGBT community themselves. And you can get involved in millions of ways. You can, of course, join the campaigns, you can celebrate Pride, you can create awareness, you can support the many charities that are out there, like Stonewall and the LGBTQ plus Foundation. Or if you have an LGBT individual friend, you can literally just be supporting them. It could be as easy as that. It depends on how far you want to go as an ally.
That's really interesting, actually, because I always like to support. So that's fabulous because there's so much stuff you could actually do and get
Mm.
involved, can't you? There's so much going on. And the support should be there all year round, not necessarily just on the History Month, not for Pride. It should really just be the support there all year round, just light up
Definitely.
everything with rainbows, basically, would be amazing. So,
Yes.
as well, I've heard you do World Class Magazine. So could you tell us
I
a little bit about
do.
that? That sounds interesting.
Yes. So, World Class Queens of England magazine is the magazine that I'm in charge of. It's part of the World Class brand. So, a amazing man called Derek, who was Mr. United Nations back in 2018, based in Chicago, started World Class. It started off as a magazine for pageantry over in USA. And it's just simply grown and grown and grown and grown. So we've got ambassadors. So I'm the ambassador and editor-in-chief here in England. We've got ambassadors in USA. We've got Australia. We've got Japan. We've got everywhere. So the actual brand itself covers pageantry, modelling, fashion. We get involved in Paris Fashion Week as well. And a couple of the other fashion weeks as well, like across the globe. I'm hoping with COVID, we might be able to start doing stuff again like that. But again, in terms of UK pageantry, I have the amazing opportunity to interview our UK queens and then submit their articles for publication. And it's online as well as in print. And the print magazine is just this. It's just the standard of it is world class, hence the name of the brand. So it's amazing, and I feel like I can give back to pageantry because of how much pageantry has changed my life, and how much, I guess, positivity and confidence and self-worth it's given me. I love the fact that I got the opportunity to interview amazing queens and tell their stories and get that out there and put UK pageantry on the map globally, to say we are a small community in terms of global pageantry. However, we are amazing.
That's absolutely fabulous, isn't it? Oh, how exciting. So how long, why did you get into pageantry in the first place? So how long have you been doing it for? Has it been quite a while or?
Yeah, well, it's gone so fast. I applied 2017, so this is my fourth year. And I literally came across it on social media. I was actually Googling at the time how to improve your self-esteem. The year before 2016, my marriage had come to an end. So I was completely crushed. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror, had no self-worth, no self-esteem, just a complete shell, completely different to now. I came across Miss British Beauty Curve, and I was like, that looks interesting. Completely bottled, putting an application in, and then a couple of months later, seeing Miss International Curve, and I was like, right, I gotta do it. So put an application in, and I guess the rest is history. So I did British Beauty Curve, then did Miss International Curve, then did Miss Paragon International, and now part of World Class as well. So yeah, it's
Oh,
been a crazy 4 years.
you've achieved so much in that time, though, isn't it? But I must admit, I can completely relate to what you're saying there because, when I found pageantry myself, it gives you that confidence. It's just like a
Mm,
whole new thing, because I lost a lot of confidence when I had my daughter because I had a bit of postnatal depression, things like that. But
mm,
for me, that it was pageants and just accepting myself for who I am, and it's sort of this journey that I've been on, and it's great. And the
yes.
people you meet, it's just a wonderful thing, isn't it? So, Rach Rigby is put, unfortunately, it's not just rules stopping people competing, it's also some contestants who post things on their profile that stop people. Yeah, that's a very,
Yes.
very good point, isn't it? So,
There is. There was a post a little while ago, a few months ago. Um, I'm not in, I won't ever name and shame, but I highlighted the post. Of course, I'd always take off the individual's person's kind of name and details just to say these are the kind of posts that are being shared. It was completely homophobic and transphobic. And it was shared, sadly, by a member of the pageant community. So, I mean, I did send a message just to say, I'm not sure if you're aware of what this post is about. However, you know, like, could you look at it again, especially being part of the pageant community? And it did get taken down, which is a good. But when posts like that are shared and it becomes like normal, or we normalize like the language that is used when it is completely offensive to somebody of the LGBTQ plus community, it's, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't say, we can't wave our flags saying we support LGBT when it's Pride and we wear our rainbows and on stage we celebrate it and embrace it, but then we use derogatory language. It can't be done.
That's awful, actually. That's awful, because you're right, you can't, like, you know, wear the rainbows, look all pretty and sort of say you support as such, and then if you're going to share something like that, then that's just completely going against what you've said you believe in.
Yeah, and exactly. Also, it's in terms of oh, I got distracted now by Jessica's message.
Yeah, I was just about to read that one out. So did you
Go
want to
for
answer
it.
that? Yeah,
That's
okay.
It'll come back to me in a minute.
I do that all the time, don't worry. So Jessica said, would you encourage bisexual ladies in the community to speak up more? I've never hidden it, but not actively spoken up. I would if it would help. I've always worried more what the LGBTQ plus pageant community would think, as it's in my place, as it's in my place. So, what would you say about that?
Yeah, I think bisexuality is, I guess I believe it's the most difficult out of the community in terms of visibility, purely because of people's assumptions. If you're stood there next to a man, they assume you're straight. If you're stood there next to a woman, they'll just assume that you're lesbian or gay or however you identify. And it's almost like it's really it must feel impossible for bisexuals to kind of be visible. The most amazing thing happened, I'm sure everyone has seen it, when Jen Atkin came out recently as part of the LGBTQ community as bisexual, and it's amazing that people are stepping forward and just creating that awareness, because it is important. So many people kind of have the response to be like, well, so what? So why does their sexuality matter? Which is understandable, but to deny our, I guess, existence and just to sweep it under the carpet and just be like, it doesn't matter, is, I guess, this it's almost, there's a point when silence feels like betrayal. And we shouldn't remain silent. We should be speaking up to say, we do exist. But no, bisexuality is really, really difficult in terms of visibility. But I'm hoping that more people will come forward, more people will support the campaigns, and we'll just create that awareness that anyone in any shape or form, any sexuality, LGBTQ or not, like, we're all human in the end of the day, and we're all deserving of a place in pageantry.
That's it. I mean, it'd be lovely if we actually lived in a world where everyone could just be themselves and just got on with it, but everyone respected each other and there's awareness for everything. But unfortunately, it doesn't quite work like that, which is such a shame. But actually, tomorrow night on Pageantland on Instagram, Jen and Lauren will be live on Instagram tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. So that's going to be a really interesting conversation as well. I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be a really, really lovely thing. But no, Jen and Lauren, I just respect them both so much. They've come out and they've told the world and They should
Yes.
be proud. It's amazing. It's really, really touched me. It's been fabulous. So, but it is, I tell you what, it's been so lovely to chat with you this evening. Oh, Chanel, hello, Chanel. She just put, thank you, Emma, for speaking up on such an important topic. I can feel your emotions and how much it means to you. Yeah, I'll definitely agree
Oh,
with that. That's so
thank
lovely.
you. Thank you. Oh,
Yeah, that's
get
lovely.
emotion.
Oh, don't we'll all be crying. But, oh, so yeah. But no, it
Oh,
has. I
thank
mean,
you.
it's such an important conversation, and
Mhm.
it's been an honour to have you on this evening. It's been so lovely to talk to you about a very, very important topic, because it is important. There needs to be awareness. There needs to be that support,
Yes.
without a doubt. So, but thank you for coming on. I really, really appreciate it. It's been lovely
Oh,
to
no,
talk to
thank you for
you.
having me.
Thank you. So, thank you so much. So next week on Queen's Table, so next Thursday at 7:30, we'll be talking to Eva Marie Grant, and she's UK's National Junior Miss York. So I'm really looking forward to speaking with you next week, Eva. Okay, that's going to be fun. I like it. Also, bit later on this evening, if you are up for heading on over, we've got Clubhouse every Thursday at 8:30. It's how to be a beauty queen. Every week they're going to be speaking with special guests, with guest experts about topics. Tonight's topic is social media. So speaking with a social media expert, answering lots and lots of questions, things like, you know, Instagram follow groups and issues with sharing TikToks. This expert is going to be talking a lot about social media, so it is going to be a really important one tonight and a lot to learn. So definitely, if you're free after this, just jump on to Clubhouse at 8:30 p.m.